Hi students, good morning to all of you and welcome to my channel. So students, I have already discussed about reproductive health in two successive videos, and today is the third video which complete the entire reproductive health. So this is my third projector slide which explain regarding that artificial insemination, gift and other surrogate mother, test tube baby. So it will be explained in this slide. And treatment of infertility that I have already discussed in my previous video. What are the problems, what are the cause of that infertility in case of male as well as female. So students, some treatments are there to cure that infertility in case of male and female. So here is the treatment of infertility. Erectile, as you know, erectile dysfunction occurs due to dysfunctioning of that erectile tissue present in penis. Two dorsolaterally present erectile tissue in penis, that is called as corpora cavernosa, and another one present mid-ventral in the penis, that is called as corpus spongiosum. Blood vessels passes through it, and if that erectile muscles become dysfunction, it will be corrected through surgery. So surgically, erectile dysfunction or impotency can be corrected. Vitamin E, C and folic acid also used for treatment of infertility, because these vitamins are essentially required for fertility. Tubal blockage and uterine defect can also be corrected through surgery. If there is any blockage occurs in fallopian tube, then it will be corrected through surgery, and once again it will be regulated. Use of clomiphene citrate can improve production of gonadotropin. As you know students, gonadotropins are secreted from anterior lobe of pituitary, that is FSH and LH. And clomiphene citrate can improve the production of that gonadotropin and stimulates secretion of testosterone in case of male. So it stimulates that Leydig cells to secrete testosterone, which is essentially required for the production of spermatozoa. So these are the treatments of infertility. Then come to that IVF, in vitro fertilization. As you know students, naturally if occurring within the body of mother, such type of fertilization is called as in vivo fertilization. The fusion of male gamete and female gamete to form a diploid zygote. That zygote is diploid but unicellular. If such process or formation of that zygote occurs within the body of mother, then such type of fertilization is called as in vivo fertilization within the body of mother, that is in the fallopian tube. If fertilization occurs outside the body of individual in laboratory, then such type of fertilization is called as in vitro fertilization. Outside the body of individual, in vitro fertilization. Within the body of individual, that is in vivo fertilization. So in vitro fertilization occurs in laboratory in same environmental condition. It occurs in lab similar conditions as inside the body of that individual. Individual's body environmental condition is similar to that of laboratory condition, where fusion of that gamete takes place to perform that in vitro fertilization. The zygote can be transferred to the uterus. The zygote is transferred. The zygote is transferred to the uterus. The zygote is transferred to the uterus or fallopian tube for further development. After fertilization, after fusion of gametes, when that zygote is formed, that zygote is transferred to the uterus of mother or to the fallopian tube for their further development, and further development occurs within the body of that mother. This method is popularly known as the test tube baby program. As you know, students, the first test tube baby program occurs in England, and Louise Brown is the first test tube baby. But the first test tube baby occurs in India, in Calcutta, and the nickname of that test tube baby in India is Durga, but the name is Kanupriya Agrawal. It occurs in India, and the first test tube baby Louise Brown. Next, students, test tube baby. If mother is unable to implant or carry the fertilized egg, mother if unable to carry that zygote or fertilized egg or embryo, then go for that test tube baby program. When mother is unable to carry that embryo or fertilized egg, then it go for that test tube baby program. The egg is recovered from genetic mother or real mother. Egg is recovered from it during ovulation. As you know, students, ovulation occurs at midday of a menstrual cycle, that is the 14th day. And during ovulation, egg is recovered from the genetic mother or real mother, and fertilization occurs in the laboratory, and that type of fertilization is called as in vitro fertilization. First of all, egg is recovered from the mother, then it is fused with the sperm in laboratory by the process of in vitro fertilization. The fertilized egg or zygote or early embryo at 8 cell stage transferred into the fallopian tube of surrogate mother. As cleavage procedure, 8 cell stage is formed, and during that 8 cell stage, that 8 cell stage embryo is transferred into the fallopian tube of another mother. That mother is called as surrogate mother. The real mother given that egg, and fusion takes place in the laboratory. Then the fertilized egg undergo cleavage, and at 8 cell stage, it has transferred to the fallopian tube of the mother, and that mother is called as surrogate mother. The first test tube baby born in 25th July 1978, named as Louise Brown in England, and the first test tube baby in India was born in 3rd October. That is the season of Durga Puja, that is why its nickname is Durga, and she is Kanupriya Agrawal. Dr. Mukhopadhyay performed that test tube baby in India. So, next one is intracytoplasmic sperm injection or ICSI. It is another specialized process to form an embryo in a laboratory. This is another process to produce that embryo, to form an embryo in a laboratory. A sperm is directly injected into the ovum through micropipette to form a zygote. If sperm is unable to penetrate into the wall of ovum, it is a process by which through a micropipette it will be inserted into the ovum. After fertilization, When the sperm is introduced into the ooplasm, then fertilization takes place and zygote is formed, and after formation of that zygote, the zygote is placed in the uterus for further development. So after fusion of gamete, after formation of that zygote, then the zygote is transferred into the uterus of that mother for further development. It is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. When sperms are unable to penetrate into the egg, or fertilization will not occur generally within the fallopian tube of mother. Then next one is GIFT, zygote intrafallopian transfer. Students, these are all artificial assisted reproductive technology, where naturally the process will not occur, then it will go for artificial or assisted reproductive technology, which occurs artificially in the artificial condition, that is in the laboratory. GIFT, in this method, the ova and sperm from the donor are collected. Ova is recovered from ova bank or any desired mother, and sperm is also collected from sperm bank. So sperm and ovum both are collected, then they are induced to fertilize in a laboratory to form the zygote. First of all, collection of that ova and sperm, then they are fertilized or fused within the laboratory by the process of in vitro fertilization, and zygote is formed. Then the zygote or early embryo up to 8 cell stage can be transferred into the fallopian tube. After formation of that zygote, then it will be transferred into the fallopian tube after 8 cell stage. If the embryo is at more than 8 cell stage, then it will be transferred to the next part of that female reproductive system. After that fallopian tube, it must be placed in the uterus. If the embryo will be more than 8 cell stage, then it will be transferred into the uterus for further development. So this is all about that GIFT. Then students go for the next, that is GIFT, gamete intrafallopian transfer. In GIFT, zygote has transferred to that of fallopian tube or uterus, but in case of GIFT, gamete will be transferred into the fallopian tube. In this method, ovum is collected from a donor and is transferred into the fallopian tube of another woman. Ovum first collected from the donor, then it will be transferred to another woman who cannot produce ovum. This occurs in such females who is unable to produce that egg. Ovulation will not occur. Then in that female, first of all, ovum is collected from a donor or ova bank, then it will be transferred to that of a woman who cannot produce that ovum. The fertilization takes place within the ampulla of a fallopian tube. The normal method of fertilization, it occurs in the wider part of a fallopian tube, the middle part of the fallopian tube, that is ampulla of a fallopian tube, where fertilization takes place, and then such type of fertilization within the fallopian tube called as in vivo fertilization, that I have told earlier, that fertilization where occurs within the fallopian tube of mother, it is called as in vivo fertilization. But when fertilization occurs in the laboratory outside the body of mother, that is called as in vitro fertilization. Only the mother is unable to ovulate the ovum, but it can carry or fertilizes that egg. So this is all about that gift. Next one is artificial insemination. Students, these are all short notes and it will also coming in your CHC annual examination, which carrying 2.5 marks. Artificial insemination. As you know, insemination means introduction of that semen into the female genital tract. But it occurs naturally during copulation or coitus. But artificial insemination means it is a technique in which the semen collected either from a husband or a donor, then it will be artificially introduced into the vagina or uterus of female. So in this process, first of all, the semen is collected from a donor or from husband, then it will be artificially transferred into the vagina or uterus of the female. Infertility caused either due to inability of male to inseminate female or due to very low sperm count, that is oligospermia. As you know, students, less than 20 million of sperm cannot fertilize the egg. So for the process of fertilization, it requires more than 20 million of sperm. When a husband or male partner is unable to inseminate female or it is having low sperm count, in this case it will be corrected through that artificial insemination, as artificially the semen is introduced into the vagina or uterus of the female. Then the next slide. In my next slide, I will discuss about health and diseases, the next chapter of your council syllabus. So students, if you like my video, then subscribe it, like it and share it. Then press the bell icon so that notification can also occur to you. Thank you.